October 11th.
He would get one. Esperanza, he would get two. Esperanza gets three.
Lastly, we've got the South America Last Chance Qualifier, where LATAM and Brazil will compete for one final spot at Champions. This event will see 8 teams competing in a group stage to advance into a playoff bracket. Group A has Sharks and Furia from Brazil, alongside Laser and Australs from LATAM. Australs have nearly qualified for multiple international events, but they always fall slightly short in the end. With their rivals' crew out of the way, this could be their chance to finally make an impact. Over in Group B, we've got Gamelanders and Havan Liberty of Brazil meeting Six Karma and Infinity from LATAM. Back in 2020, Gamelanders looked unstoppable, winning nearly every event in Brazil. Their record in 2021 hasn't been quite as pristine, but they're still a force to be reckoned with. Infinity have also had domestic success. Unfortunately for them, they're going to have to face off against their demons, Six Karma, who have eliminated them from several major LATAM events. Will Infinity be able to get their revenge in the group stage, or will Six Karma come out on top once again? Check out the South America Last Chance Qualifier on October 11th to find out. Now it's time to check in with some of the top players from around the world to see how they've been preparing for the Last Chance Qualifiers.
Scream! Oh my God, man! Impressionante demais! É o Xande!
But he's capitalizing on it! Bankai, oh my!
So we've just been taking all the experience that we had in Berlin and we've brought it back. And I feel like it's made us stronger as a team.
For now, utility put back in. And the boy says hello!
Claro que o nome já fala tudo, né? Nossa última chance, mas a gente nunca deixou de treinar ao máximo e dar nosso melhor, então estamos na mesma pegada, claro, corrigindo nossos erros.
Sensacional!
Me and my team, we've been practicing with my brother Ivera since September, so I think our preparation has been really good for this last chance qualifier. I'm feeling really confident about this.
I have my eyes open for Newton right now. I just want to see what they can bring to the table, you know, after their performance in Reykjavik. It's gonna be a tough match, but I'm pretty sure we'll make it work.
Eu acredito que o time mais forte da nossa região seja a Gamelanders. Os resultados atuais não falam isso, mas eu ainda acredito que eles têm um potencial muito grande, tem jogadores maravilhosos, com desempenho incrível.
Every team is very dangerous. Teams like FPX, G2, you know, like they have been doing really great, and we're gonna find solutions to adapt to every team. If you wanna be the best, you gotta be adapting to every situation.
Olha, tirando a nossa LCQ, a única região que eu estou assistindo, né, sem ser a nossa, é o NA. Eu sou muito fã de alguns jogadores da 100 Thieves, então estou acompanhando bastante. Espero que eles consigam essa vaga.
I always have my eyes on the EMEA region. Given the recent results from Gambit, their region is maybe the most promising. They're starting to go like toe and toe with NA right now.
I saw Berlin, and like every region is looking really strong, and yeah, I think Champions is gonna be great, man. It's gonna be a really great show.
Se a gente, né, conseguir essa vaguinha aí pro Champions, dois adversários que eu gostaria muito de enfrentar, né, a Gambit, por ser o atual campeão aí do Masters, e a 100 Thieves, por ter jogadores que eu já acompanhava, né.
100 Thieves just rose to the occasion.
I'm excited to play against Sentinels one day. Teams like G2, you know, there's always like a rivalry. I wanna beat everybody, obviously, and we are quite ready to show everybody like that we are at the highest level.
It's not done, huh?
Personally, for me, I would maybe want to face Stepper because I feel like we have similar playstyles.
He sees all, he knows all.
Like a face-to-face BM fight with him, you know? Ciao.
Who do you think will win the LCQ in your region? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the action. Thanks for watching The Headshot. For upcoming matches and schedules, check out ValorantEsports.com. We'll see you next time for more updates on all things Valorant Champions Tour.
It was like Romeo and Juliet, honestly, without the dying, just us both losing. Hello everyone, it's Bosa from Fnatic, and this is my VCT story. Alright, so it was a sunny day in Iceland, and I was wearing all my Fnatic merch. I had the jersey on, the jacket. I was looking pretty fly as I came through the door. I remember seeing all the other teams, and when you're playing against these teams, you're sizing them up. You want to look like you're relaxed, you want to look like you're chilled. So I was there joking around with my teammates, and I did notice a few players from Crazy Raccoon looking over as if like pointing and talking like, oh, that must be Fnatic, like rocking up in all their stuff. So I headed up to my room to kind of get changed into more casual wear. And then I received a DM from a player from Crazy Raccoon. His name was Rion. It was on the lines of, "You're so handsome." And I was like, oh, damn, I'm handsome. I'm just some skinny guy who likes to play Valorant. So anyway, I messaged him and I was like, hey, maybe we can meet up and carry on the conversation. So I head downstairs to the lobby and I wasn't sure who he was because his profile picture was a cartoon picture. So I was kind of like standing there scouring the area like, I wonder which one he is. There was this guy that kind of came up to me and he was like, hello, this must be him, this has to be him. And I remember talking to him for a little while, and throughout the conversation, he'd just be like in awe and he'd just be like, you're so handsome. And I was like, in person now. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this guy's just throwing compliments at me. Like he's the one with like the cool outfit. I'm there in Fnatic flip-flops and socks and shorts and a shirt, like not even matching with my colors. And he's just there like, you're so handsome. Oh, you're so handsome. This guy's lost his mind. Where's his marbles gone? At the end of the conversation, I'm like, hey, would you like a picture, you know, like to kind of for memories and for like to remember? And he was like nodding like, oh, yes, please. Yes, please. And I remember walking up to my room, up the stairs, thinking, oh, what a nice interaction. Like, got a nice little picture. Jeez. Oh, I wonder if he's going to post my picture. That'd be kind of cool. What a great day. And I remember just looking through Twitter, and I've seen him post. And he's not posted about us meeting. He's posted about him meeting with Tens. Now, Tens must have waltzed on through that door looking like an absolute boss. The guy's gone, hey, can I get a picture of you, Tens? And Tens is like, yeah, go on. And he's only gone and bloody taken a picture with him, posted it on Twitter saying, wow, just met Tens.
That's my name.
What do you mean just met Tens? You met me for 15 minutes, young man. I thought you were going to be posting about us. Damn, the nerve, the cheek of it. I'm not actually that bothered about it. Like, no hard feelings to Rion. I still talk to him. I do have another lover in the VCT, and that was Vanity. And it was like Romeo and Juliet, honestly, without the dying. Thank you to everyone for listening to my story. There's going to be plenty more when we qualify for champions, baby.
Welcome back to the Valorant APAC Last Chance Qualifier. You know, it feels like it's been a minute since I've seen you guys, or I mean, I've seen you guys since you've seen me. Maybe I haven't seen you, Achilleos. You know, looking as handsome as ever. You two paper thin, and everyone in chat, thank you so much for bearing with us as we. No, okay. Thanks for bearing with us as we get through all these tech issues. Fingers crossed, we're going to be able to get into game very shortly. But of course, competitive integrity is the #1 thing for us. We have to make sure everyone's got good ping getting into the server so we can have some good matches and figure out the best of our 10 teams here that's going to be moving on. Of course, if you forgot, if you're tuning in and didn't catch game 1, we were on Haven, and Global Esports sort of debuting here against international competition absolutely handed it to Dom1. I mean, that was shocking, especially the second half there, Paper Thin.
Yeah, I mean, it started out great for GE. They won both pistol rounds. They seem to have a great read on Damwon Kia and where to catch them in bad positions. Seems like anytime Damwon Kia wanted to try to push mid, try to push B, GE was ready for it and shut it the heck down. Just all over the place. And Damwon Kia, again, this has been kind of their MO, is that they can't handle aggressive teams, and that seems to be right where they're falling into things again. I mean, you know, SK Rossi pushes the tempo, and for some reason they're not ready for it. Like, I can remember Texture gets an opening pick with an op in long A, backs up, and is just not ready for SK Rossi. He saw him, but for, you know, SK to keep holding that W key, and then he gets shut down by Rossi instead. So I think there's got to be an adjustment here for Damwon Kia, because it was measured aggression this time from GE. It wasn't the same GE that we've seen. They were a little more patient, but they had a great read on Damwon Kia.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely running them over. And you say Damwon needs some kind of an adjustment. Achilleos, I gotta go to you on this one. Like, what needs to change for them to be able to bounce back here going into Ascent?
Honestly, it's kind of hard to say. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the whole intro secret kind of like role swap situation that we have going on here. Like,
yeah,
intro played a good game. Like, he was getting kills. I mean, he picked up the Ode in the one round, managed to clutch it, got you know, the 4K to try to turn things around. But that was him just, you know, fragging, and he can do that on any character, especially when he's on Sky and he can flash for himself. This really didn't have much impact when it came down to him playing the Cypher. Like, his kills enabled him to be able to, you know, get his ult up more often, so he was able to get the near ult depth and reveal the locations of the enemies. So they're benefiting in that regard, but he's getting caught out. Some poor timings as he would flip into the camera, somebody would turn the corner and instantly, you know, just dome him in that moment. So I'm not sure how I feel about this too much. Obviously, it seems like they have been scrimming this. Otherwise, you know, why the hell would they be doing it? They must feel fairly confident in this. But I think it might be better to just take a step back. Let's secret play the Sentinel role. Let him pick up that Cypher or that Killjoy. And then, you know, have intro there so he can play that supporting role. Get those nice guiding lights out. Get the blinds in. And then, you know, maybe even play for himself a little bit if he needs to, because he's shown in that first map there that he can be clutch. He can, you know, get them over the line or, you know, damn close to it. But not having that self-reliance with the Sky makes it a little bit rougher.
Yeah, you know, we'll see what Damwon end up going for. Of course, map 2 is going to be Ascent for them, and this does seem like the same picks as last game, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, are they just gonna lock in the same things, or these are the questions we have to ask for ourselves? Sort of running down those agents for them. I mean, overall though, I was a little bit surprised. You know, we saw with like the Sky on Secret 2, there were situations where like we had flashes available. Damwon was sort of blind peeking into corners, but our casters can get into all of that. We're headed straight in to map 2.
Lots of questions, lots of things to adjust, especially for Damwon Gaming that seemed to really struggle, lag behind. Yeah, they had a couple of good rounds, but now we'll see if Ascent is going to be kinder to them. My name is Asteroid. Joining with me now is Black and Blue. We'll be your casters for this next game, as it seems to have started on the pistol already.
Okay. A quick pace here, just as Global like to play, but this is really quick from them. Red team here on the red side. On this attacking side is Damwon, and you can see now Global trying to go for the retake here right now. They do have that B main control, and to be quite honest with you, with the entire Damwon Gaming squad inside the site. This could be deadly for them. They're going to be pincered. They're going to be trapped in a microwave, in a hot box here right now. They're going to have to find some way to hold down the line. Coming in now into the game here, you can see the time is ticking. Spike has been planned down just to let you guys be aware. We'll get that UI fix, but you have to be aware that the retake is coming here. Rossi able to find a pick. A double now for SK Rossi, and Intro is able to find a triple for him, but they just completely clean up house, and Global take pistol round again.
That's just unfortunate. It seems like for a split second there, Damwon were prepared to fight for their lives on the site, but no shots just connecting. We were looking straight into Intro, and he just could not find the kills in the last spurt there. He might have been able to get the ace and, you know, kind of dig out the rest of Damwon, but at least not for that particular pistol. Rather unfortunate, but Global's gonna gobble it all up, and look at how quickly they just, of course, go straight into the Spectres, except excuse me, for SK Rossi, who's probably gonna be saving up for an operator. That's gonna be a big one, but another big thing here is Damwon go for the force buy.
Damwon trying to force things up here, trying to take matters into their own hands, and Intro is able to find one. The dink here has been given to SK Rossi, down to 11 HP. It seems for the most part that Damwon are looking quite successful right now in the meantime, as SK Rossi eventually goes down. Eugene finding a double Hell Ranger, 2 big pickups for the side here now of Damwon Gaming. And Global seem to have been shaken, shook, and stirred by this force buy from Damwon.
That was just unfortunate. I'm pretty sure they didn't expect the force bite to come through, and definitely caught them unawares. Golu's gonna have to try to go above and beyond, but yeah, well, the stars are not meant for him this time. 101, and Damwon's risk paid off quite well. I do like it. I mean, what's another round to give up if you lose your force buy, right? But if you do, you really do wreck the ability of your opponents to buy back up. But it seems like Global Esports, they want to adhere to the norm of saving up as a whole. SK Rossi, he's gonna straight up go for the operator, while everybody else is just like on pistols and maybe even the stinger on Golu.
Who knows? Hero plays. No armor here in SK Rossi, complete glass cannon, and he's the type of dude that if this were like an MMO or an RPG, he puts all of his stats into dexterity, you know? Just like put all that into the damage that you can and see what you can make out of it. But now, Damwon on the A side attack, locked down here to give him some space, but SK Rossi finding the pickoff on the secret, a double from him. This is huge. This is working out. He's almost able to find a triple, but eventually shut down now. 3 versus 3, no weapons in the sides of Global, but they've made it quite expensive for the meantime, taking that operator out of their hands, and they can now finally get the plant Asarai.
I think it was the panel that also mentioned that if you're up against an operator, you just have to have that sacrificial lamb. Literally just that one guy, and everybody can just rush right in. And again, the rest of Global do not have the weapons to literally make this possible. It is going to just go down to the wire. Hell Ranger only the frenzy in hand. We'll see if the flash that he did will actually net the damage. He splashed the last guy. He know where it is.
No
and does
way.
he have it in him? Oh my goodness. Hell Ranger, are you kidding me? He clutches it. Flash and just perfect placement. Can he save the operator? Yeah, it's fell down. What?
Looking like
from Hell Ranger.
the devil himself here, Hell Ranger. A frenzy in hand, Los Criminales bringing that on over, stealing the 2 kills and the round away from Damwon. Seems like the risk here for SK Rossi to go for that operator came in huge. Finding those double opening picks was just enough for them to be able to kind of, you know, whittle them down here, Damwon. And now we're going into a full gun round for either side. SK Rossi blades up online already for him, and both teams have full economy abound. And CNAF Damwon able to get a round back after giving up one in such a heartbreaking fashion.
Well, they bring it back. Oh my goodness. And it even saved the operator, which is a really, really big deal. The smoke is covering a whole chunk of mid. SK Rossi might have a guess as to where the attackers would be coming from, but it's going to be that default short main split onto the A site. Eugene's trying to bait out a peek here as he does try to get that orb in his hand. Secret has used the dog, clearing out on short, and it's only a matter of time before they try to explode. But here's the caveat here, Black. There is a whole chunk of utility from both Astra and Killjoy that is just litter around A site. This could get bloody, but we'll see which team actually is the one to fall when they go into the site, or if they even go into that site.
Defensive-sided map, and right now that A site is looking iron solid. Completely difficult to get in that. Look at how much utility they have, and they got 3 players as well. Rather, make that 2 players now as the rotate has come on in to hold on and hold the line here. You can see the Astra right now on the side of Golu, playing that switch really close. Maybe he can catch him off guard, and that's been something that Global have been really good and proficient at. Can they actually check him out? Oh, but with the judge, the jury's out on that. Execute is his call, and Eugene will get that kill finally, but brought to a 4v4. Have some time to work with, but SK Rossi on this op is not going to land the shot. A very crucial one for him to land. They do get the kill on the skills, and they do get the plant down as well. Great shot by Eugene to bring it back.
Man, SK Rossi is just not having a fun time with this operator, and Secret lines up the shots beautifully. We saw last round, you know, Hellranger clutch it out. Can Kappa do the same? He's getting pop shotted, and yeah, never mind. You know, I was about to just hype him up, and then the recon dart just comes in, and you know that's it for you. There's just no way to get out of that.
Shooting them through the walls, through the floor, looking like a very different game right now, but I mean, they make it happen. Secret. He gets 2 of his kills. He's only 2 kills in the map so far in that one. And they really did make the most out of what they had. Looking very scary initially on that A side tape because of how much utility was there. But for them to find skills was a huge pick-off for them. And now Global are the ones forced on the low economy situation as Kappa pulls out the judge, looking to maybe get the jurisdiction on what he can do here versus Damwon's full buy.
Let's go! Even if it is an 1800 weapon, it's still a really good one to say at the least. Secret, does he have enough time to recuperate his shots? Well, that's a quick answer with a no. Inside the smoke, Rossi! He's gonna go straight onto top mid. This could actually get a bit hairy. Skills does pick up the weapon, but they don't know there's one flanking right behind him, which is going to be Eugene, and he's just about to explode here. He's already been picked up. Never mind. He actually picked Skills out in the open, and Scrossi had to only be able to hit that fadeaway shot last onto the blade, but he now has Hellranger with him to maybe hold off that crossfire, but that little arch location, very bangable with medium penetration weapons. And Golu left to try to deal with this 1v3. Whether it's going to be A or B, his teeny tiny classic might not really help him in this scenario. The Silver Drone doesn't spot him, but let's see how it goes.
All he has to do here is get the kill, and then that should give him a Cosmic Divide, but nope, he goes down, and he does get it anyways, you know, just to maybe secure that, but in the end, Damwon do take the lead. Not a very decisive one, I'm going to say, even though they had that economic advantage, but still, a round is a round one. They desperately need to get back into the series, and they've taken that lead. SK Rossi, though, looking spectacular on that push, and Hellranger, you can see just how much his whole leadership comes into this roster. Making that call, you know, making that call for the play to aggress on A main with the Rolling Thunder, gets a double SK Rossi, and they almost converted that round into an eco, but luckily here, for Damwon, that Eugene was in the perfect position for that lurk, and he gets a double out of it. So, Global now looking to take their talents here towards the A side. Lots of, Damwon going towards the A side as Damwon are set up. Global are set up to hold that A, and Rossi finds a frag here in the Zhonghe, trying to be sneaky, but not enough.
What? Wait, they detained 3 players! Oh yeah, Texter's about to go in and play his game of whack-a-mole. Let's see if he can actually whack anybody from Global Esports here. Seems like that's gonna be a no. Maybe just on Zhonghe, but that actually no, that was Damwon's player. Never mind. What am I talking about? Rossi though, he's kind of come in through top mid, a bit too greedy on his part, as his teammates were nowhere near the site to kind of help him out, pinch the rest of the members here. But there's a Cosmic Divide that we're looking at from the last round. Kappa's gonna be coming in from heaven here. They're trying to isolate the fights. Recon Dart to expose things up, but the follow through from Global is just a bit lacking. Comes Hellranger though, one in front, one behind. Can he try to go about it? And Eugene just swings out of the Cosmic Divide at the perfect time, which gives Damwon the round. That was very messy, but Damwon comes out victorious for another dub.
Did I see that right? He dinked Hellranger with a Vandal up close? Or was I mistaken?
Was he on a Vandal, or was that a Bulldog?
Could have been a Bulldog, maybe. Might have been mistaken, but it looked very curious. In any case, well, Damwon, they get the round, dude, and that's exactly what they've been looking for the entire map on Icebox, and they finally get it here. It is a defensive-sided map, but Damwon are making it happen for the meantime. Look at this aggression here coming from both teams. The mid link is where the battle will go down. It's going to be a complete chaos here on that mid link position, trading out 1-for-1, not a direct trade, but a trade nonetheless. 4 versus 4, as Texture finds that pick, taking things really rough and spicy now in towards that short catwalk. Hellranger down, as both Rossi and Hellranger are taken off the board. So 2 big guns now taken from Global, and this anti-eco is looking successful for the meantime.
They are gonna be just trying to go around this skills. He's spotted a bit of a target there on top mid. That's gonna at least kind of collapse the rest of Damwon to be just in the center of the A site, but this is still gonna be a very, very difficult task. That's so much drone. Texture is gonna be just a surprise at the side. Kappa, yeah, you know what he is. He's just waiting for
No!
it. No! Kappa! You don't do this! Okay, it's still not done
Oh
yet,
my gosh.
but Skills is here, 1v1. He has the Phantom now, Black. He knows it's out in the open. This is actually winnable for him.
No
Never mind,
way.
2 versus 1, and they win the retake. Global.
I mean, you know, you would kind of say if that happened to you in ranked when somebody just spams the sheriff shot and lands a lucky head on you, you'd be like, hey, I didn't deserve that. But for the fact that Kappa's been doing it time and time again, over and over, you cannot doubt how much it's been, how effective it has been for him and Global as a whole. So they make these rounds that seem unwinnable just completely turn out in their favor. They convert those rounds, and somehow Damwon have just been, you know, not able to hold on to what you would assume to be their heavy advantage. And a very thrifty round here coming from Global. Very nicely done from them, and Damwon are, they're in the lead, but they're not looking decisive about that.
I just gotta point this out. When you're in that ranked match and somebody does that to you, you seriously type just a question mark because you have no idea how that happened. That is like the most unsavory way of losing your life in game, by far none.
Oh no,
SK Rossi. Yeah, it's either he got a shot off and dashed away, or just been flushed out, because if he gets spotted there, if no one was going to smoke him out and he could actually get into position with the rest of his team, he's going to get nano swarmed to oblivion. So really good pick off there from Damwon. Global Esports' aggression in defense, even though it does merit them a couple of rounds, it's also giving Damwon at the start of each round a chance to maybe even get that -1 if, you know, if they read the situation right, which they did in that one. And bringing a knife to gunfight. It happens.
Hellranger, good pick off on Eugene, trying to cross and get the spike down, but we've talked about how, okay, they get these opening picks, but then again, they've been failing to convert some of them, which you would think, like the last round right prior. But look at this. He's already crawled out to the very far edge of that heaven here, Skills, and the Cosmic Divide should give him some space to work with, but Skills will be able to find one. Texture finding a double kill here. It's all on the Hellranger. He's got the knife out. Very nicely done. Same. Mine's blue, of course, but Hellranger.
Same.
Yeah, same, exactly. He's gonna save the weapon here. Looking like yellow might be his color. I would have expected red, being named Hellranger, but he's got the yellow Prime Vandal, the yellow new knife, rather Ninjato to be being exact. But yeah, nicely done from Damwon.
Wait, is that how you call the weapon? Ninjato?
It's a Ninjato because it's a straight blade. A Wakizashi would be a curved blade.
Ah, and a Ninjago is the Lego series where you see Lego ninjas.
I would not know. I would not know, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about.
exactly. I don't know. I only know that because I've been trying to like look for like good Lego series to watch. That's not Bionicle, but sad. But you know, moving forward, really solid round from down.
On the more serious things,
where their conversation went.
This is what happens, guys, when we've had one too many coffee or drink.
Very true.
Yeah. Rossi, though, aggression from him, punished by Secret. Intro doing the same thing. Golu able to find a double with a Spectre. That somehow works out for them. 3v3, and they convert.
That's what you call an Expector Patronum.
I'll give you that one. Witty.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Another point on the pun board. Let's go.
But you're playing it really close.
Yeah. It'll be better later. Don't worry. I'm just getting started. Speaking of getting started, though, Damwon, they're in a really, really good beginning here. They're 2 rounds ahead, which is, I'd say, pretty damn decent when they're up against Global, who has been technically manhandling them during that last particular map of ours. A couple of utilities being used. That Recon Dart got a lot of value. It spotted so many of them, but Trexter spotting even more so. What his opponents are just coming in one after the other. He finally gets shut down, but the refrag comes in swift from Damwon. And this is a different team from what we saw in that last map. This is a much more coordinated, much more aggressive Damwon from what we saw before.
And they're on the attacking side. This map is notoriously known to be quite defensive-sided sometimes, but we've seen some teams kind of throw that for a loop. Did you see, though, Texture just 180 instantly for like a split second there between those two fights? Was he like... But he ADS. I would have assumed maybe he was trying to anti-flash, but he ADS for some reason. Maybe it might have been a misclick, but...
Maybe the fat finger on the ADS, but the 180 either anti-flash or he was looking for someone
for
coming in through B main. Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of B main, not much kind of presence being shown by either team here. Eco on the side of Global. There's a pistol on the side of Texture, but he's got the blades as well to make it work, so maybe he can cut this up, serve them on a platter, maybe find his kill, but Golu's tagged him up. He's in a very dangerous spot right now. Only a single, well, rather 2 blades on that Blade Storm to apply. His kappa is quite low. If he finds a frag here, then who knows? He might be able to get that reset up for him.
Got your train.
SK Rossi, we really need to see those shots a little bit faster because that would be super lovely just to see how the kind of setups for that. Texture's being set up by himself as well, but he's not finding any shots with the blades. Finally, the classic gives him some solace, and here comes the rest! Fade away right click!
Free gun.
Eugene also dips in as soon as the door drops down. You gotta be careful about that one. And here comes the last person on Global. Skills. Well, in a 4v1 situation, not really much you could do in that regard. And 7-3, Damwon are not letting up.
Dude, look at this. Damwon, they bought up, right? They had rifles, they pull out the Blade Storm, but a majority of their kills in that round were from the Classic. So they got 3 of them with that. Free gun, by the way. Very nicely done, at least, you know? Be very crafty what you have on the board. But the timeout coming in here, talk things over, try and reset. I assume this is Global's timeout, and that it is, as advertised. And so this is not the Global that we saw kind of from map number 1. As you talked about, this is not the Damwon we saw from map number 1. And it's the right time about now as we're moving to the final 2 rounds of the half for Global to kind of get that reset, especially with the 4 ultimates they've got on the board. Talk about, you know, what really they can do and what they can try and apply, because they've got lots of tools in their bag. The question is, how will that be applied?
I mean, if they can eke out even another round by using all 4 ultimates in this next one, by all means, because that's something that you can definitely do just to get the dub. It's not 100% victory for a round when you have this many ultimates, but it does increase your chances of winning, and they definitely need everything that they can, considering how far they've kind of been struggling. They're getting the initial kills, yes, but it's only like one person from Global Esports defending a certain angle, right? And when he or she gets dropped, it's very easy to follow up as Damwon, especially when Texter is still alive, and he's looking much fiercer on this Jet now compared to that last round. In any case, though, Damwon, they do have some good ultimates of their own. Eugene does have that Hunter's Fury of his. Intro does have his lockdown. And speaking of which, I think he's going to try to go for the bait and switch here. Never mind. That dog's going to give so much info to Global that it might not be B. Could be actually be A.
Here.
Well, they still have 3 players stacked up on there. A setup here, defensive setup by Global, and that shock dart is perfect to try and clear some of that out. SK Rossi, an opening pick. He finds a double, not able. Actually, he does. He is able to back off here. Texture not able to take him down. Zhonghe will find skills at the other edge of it, and Texture, he has an idea that SK Rossi has crossed on over. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, though, and that's going to be so detrimental. Texture has to find a way to back on off, and that he goes into hell. And can he send even more Hell Ranger? We'll find him, very aptly named, and SK Rossi here with the blades. A triple kill for him. Intro, it's all left on him, as now the lockdown will not come in time to force him off the defuse. Yes, it does! At the perfect nick of things, and he's able to deny that, but does he know SK Rossi's behind? He whips the right click And he gets it with a classic anyways. They get the round. Global bring it 7-4.
I'm sorry, man. That was just... I'm on the edge of my seat. I would have dropped if my gaming chair did not have that proper stability, because SK Rossi, he's taking us for a ride. This man is hot, cold, and then extremely hot afterwards. That was so clutch. When the round started, I really do like the Global Esports double stack with SK Rossi and Skills at that heaven on A. It made people think that SK Rossi was the only one there. Skill got knocked out, yes, but it still gave that bit of control, which stopped Damwon, giving enough time for the rest of Global to start coming in. And that gave some rotation speed for Hellranger to set up his ult, SK Rossi with the blades, and it worked quite well for them. Damwon, now they still have actually everything that they need. A Sova ultimate is there. If a Recon Dart gets a tag, I'm assuming Eugene's going to be using that at the quickest to get that 4v5 quick. But looking forward to this one, Black. Damwon are going to be looking to go for mid, and it's only Skills to kind of stop them there, but might be able to back away and use that lockdown for safety.
Perhaps. I mean, it's the final round, and so this is where you want to use it. They do have the Hunter's Fury here on the Eugene, though, to try and deny that if the lockdown comes from Global, and so question is here, will they use the Hunter's Fury to try and initiate, or do they use it more defensively and destroy the utility here of Skills when that lockdown comes into play? They're looking to attack this B site, but they're quite spread out, to be quite honest with you. They do have control of that switch and of market, but the rest of their players are kind of lurking towards that A site. The spike is dropped further away, and SK Rossi will get the kill here on a Shanghai. That is a huge pick from them, but Intro with that Odin able to get the kill. Quick trade off from Skills, and he's looking to find and dip even into more.
Skills, the perfect poison spot if somebody comes through mid, but well, they doubled back. SK Rossi has to go for the dash. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get the first hit. Second will not be followed to follow through, but Skills, he's poison spotting this. Even if he loses, there's no time for them to get the plant on the spike. Kappa, all he needs to do now is wait, and that's going to be the 7-5 in the first half.
Good half here coming from both sides. Damwon ending it with a double round lead, but those last two rounds looking quite well for Global. Could potentially continue that momentum here in the second half, and that's looking to maybe be the case if they can get this opening pistol. We know that these guys on that opening pistol like to go heavy-handed, like to commit and just overrun any site that they so choose, and that's something that Damwon are going to have to kind of expect and kind of anticipate here. Otherwise, they could be caught out once again. And honestly, if you have two players on site, maybe even three, it isn't always enough to stop a full 5-man push, especially when it's a Global Esports train coming at you.
I'm waiting for it. The conductor is here. It's going to be SK Rossi to say all aboard the train. Of course, there are some Astro Stars that's going to block his vision out, but there's the standard start. Good use on the dash, but Texture as well as Secret, they've kind of perfected the crossfire, and that's going to leave Kappa and Skills to try to do the best of their abilities to clutch this round out. But it's going to be a very, very difficult task, especially now that Kappa's like down to 3. Does not have a long-range pistol to make something happen from that far of a distance on top mid, but maybe Skills can open stuff up, as he's already snuck his way all on the defender's spawn, but somebody's marking his position. He spams it hard with the classic, gets back into cover, and they've kind of isolated this. If they can take down Secret, this turns into a very viable round for Global.
Yeah, I mean, Kappa is quite low, but they can find Skills, and maybe this still could be a round that they can bring back into. Skills has that information, knows where Intro is, but Secret gets a kill on the Kappa. The low player already taken down. Intro's low himself, and if he doesn't go down here, which he doesn't, Secret able to secure the round, the 4K from him, and that kind of dipped in and out of what he did. He spams him too with a crouch at the end. Tactical crouches, our friend Dax likes to call it, but that kind of play he had towards the door to dip it in and out of that smoke with a flash of his own was huge, and otherwise SK Rossi would have continued to cause mayhem from that generator, but once again, Secret being very, very influential in these very high impact rounds.
He has been, but it hasn't really resulted to the biggest of rewards just yet.
Yeah.
You can look at it, there's a 3-round deficit between them. And SK Rossi, they're gonna go for the quick little punish here. If that was a SMG or a rifle, I think SK Rossi could have killed that. But
For sure.
It's a shotgun. Yeah, Judge, really difficult thing to kind of go up against, even if you're stunned and dazed. Close range is where it's king. The boom boom pows. Secret has repositioned ever so slightly. He's gonna get flashed. Can't really go through that, but his spams almost decapitates Hell Ranger. He's gotta be careful. One more shot in the bullet or in the chamber, but he's gotta back away. He's actually incredibly low, looking to have his teammate kind of help him out here, and they kind of just hold the angle on the doorway, and it's working. It's working quite fantastically. Skills now kind of dips into the in terms of the kills. He has okay, I thought that was gonna be a headshot or something. Skills comes through the smoke with the shotgun, but did not expect Texture to be just right smack dab next to him as he jumps out. But I thought Texture did a you know, those jet one flick dash kind of things.
Dashes.
But yeah, that kind of confused me for a little bit. But yeah, it's a damn one to win.
Almost. It almost seemed like the crosshair was just right beside his head, but I have to say, dude, Global, even though it was a 4v5, they've brought that really close, and they've been doing that time and time again on these kind of eco rounds, although, to be fair, they did force buy, and so it was closer than maybe even Damwon would have liked or expected, but you're doing a pretty good job at that. SK Rossi, look at this, look at the aggression just dashing on in, has a frenzy in his hands, but Intro's gonna catch him off in a very awkward situation, not letting him stick the landing for the meantime, and Hellranger looking to see and dip into the fight. Maybe he can find one of his own, but there's too much coming his way. Eugene will get him through the smoke, and now it's down to a 5v3.
Skills, always the person to sneak his way up to positions. Oh, that's the shot. Skills, second one, he spotted Secret already.
Nasty!
But, oh yeah, that's the nasty. That's the nasty business. 3 versus 3. That Judge got just denied straight up Black. And then here comes the clutch, or the retake rather.
It's a 3v3 as you talked about, but 1 HP here on the skills. This lockdown will buy them some time to work with, but I have to say, impressive work so far from Global on this round. Eugene will win that fight. The weapon supremacy will come into his favor. Skills at the very end of this. If he shock darts this, if it even gets a toe of him, he's dead. But Eugene has to check that first in the first place. Will he do exactly that? They're biding their time, but honestly, Damwon are kind of running out of time here. They have to step on this, and they do get the kill on the goal. This should be a down round. Skills out there towards A-main. A single bullet should do him, and if a fly even lands, and it does here from Eugene, then he's dead, and the round has been secured. 10-5 as Damwon are 2 rounds away from match point. Are we going into map number 3? Did I just jinx it? Hopefully not.
I would definitely love to see like a map number 3, dude. Like, it has really gone down to the wire. This Ascent map, though, I really do feel like it's more of Damwon's favor. And wait, let me double check. I kind of forgot real quick. You know, I do have like that short-term memory. Who picked this particular map? And looking into it, yeah, it's Damwon that actually picked up Ascent. So this is their favored pick over Global Esports, and it does show. There's a lot more comfort, a lot more confidence that you kind of are able to witness looking at just the positioning straight up of Damwon.
I mean, statistically, too, they have a better percentage win rate, at least in terms of the how much that they've got, in terms of, I guess, the sample size that we got here. Very high win rate for Global, yes, about 80+, but the level of competition, and as well as, of course, the sample size isn't as big as Damwon's currently, so that's something you guys have to take in note. While the numbers might be higher, there are other factors that influence that. But let's go on over to mid, because right now, look at this crossfire that they've got. Texture gonna catch Skills off guard, and with that crossfire that Texture has had with Eugene from Market in mid pizza, that would have been completely unwinnable there for Skills, and he's fully punished for that.
SK Rossi, well, he's trying to get some foothold on A main because his teammates are about to explode on short. They do have Golu, who is going to be catching off here, but SK Rossi, he charges in without any form of cover from his teammates. He's just a bit too far forward there. And now they know that short is kind of exposed a little bit, but Texture and the rest of Damwon, they were very much prepared for that. So Global Esports, the thought process was there for that push, but the timing as well as the, you know, dude, I need you to cover me while I push in, was just not there, Black.
Yeah, that's kind of where they got caught off guard, and so Damwon, one more round for the win, at least for the match point, and they call a timeout, which is interesting. Lots of teams like to call a timeout, you know, after they've been losing a few rounds in a row, but other teams like to call that timeout once they're winning to be able to talk about, to, you know, like, how can we continue this? How can we not, you know, let this drop? How can we continue our momentum and not let the enemy team start to read us? What have we been doing right, and what can we continue to do right? And that's something that a lot of great teams like to do. And as seen, you know, Korea being very strategic, I'm not surprised that they call this timeout right now, even though they're at the cusp of match point. Honestly, they got lots to work with. They know that Global are on an eco, or at least a bad buy situation, and they've got the ultimate abilities in their favor as well for Damwon. And so very, very near the finish line here, but Global, they've shown to be thrifty. They can do it once more.
Seems like it's, I mean, at least specifically for this particular map of ours, not really the best for Global here. And that's kind of interesting because you were talking about the numbers, and I kind of just double checked on my notes. 84% win rate for Global here on Ascent. But to be fair, that is a lot more on the VCC region than it is on the, you know, the international region, so to speak, when other regions are kind of dipped into the mix. For the moment, though, this kind of aggressive stance for Global, it might work on Haven, but when there's a lot more angles actually to try to deal with here, especially on Ascent, it might not be the easiest thing for them, and Texture doesn't even need to look through the smoke. All he has to do is pop a couple of shots, and the angle holds him true. He knew that his teammate was the next target. Eugene was already exposed, and all he really had to try to pop shots on is Eugene's general direction. And you saw SK Rossi dropping as soon as he just came out of his cloud burst.
SK Rossi getting caught there. They tried to do something funky, but Damwon, they're better dancers in this one here on Ascent. They're trying to force the issue the pressure here from Global, towards that B site, but that gives them away. And now you can see that actually Damwon are rotating towards that A site. They're assuming it could be a fake. There was some pressure there, some presence on that short position, and that kind of pulled the rotation back. But now you can see Texture is going back towards that top mid on the CT spawn. But the lurk here from Golu could be influential. Pull will delay them time. 30 seconds, actually less than that, remaining on the clock. And if Global can open up the site, they could pull out the thrifty one. But Texture has something to say about that. A triple kill for him, and Eugene gets the fourth.
Golu, Herculean task to try to overcome the 5 members of Damwon there. And it's just the one more round. Could be, or looking to go into that map number 3 here, Black. And I could probably only see that to happen because Global, they've really lost the mark on this one. Everything that Damwon have been doing have been executed up to a T. And it just seems like Global, they've what's the word here? They've hit a wall. They just cannot break the barrier.
Well, it's also in credit to, you know, how Damwon are quite good at reading this type of stuff. We did kind of expect for Global to come out of the gate strong, probably win map number 1, and that they did. But at some point, a very strategic team like Damwon are going to catch on, and they're going to be able to adjust into that. And that's exactly what they've done here. You know, you can see them playing a lot more, I guess, reserved in the right moments and then aggressing at the right moments too. They know that Global are a very antsy team, and with this lead that they have, they know that Global are going to try something, try to go in a bit too deep, and that's all that Damwon have to do. Wait for them to do what Global does and punish them for that. So very nicely done from them. And Global now, final round for them to get back into the game.
I mean, Sum 41 has already mentioned, you know, being in too deep, and Global Esports, they might have not heard the song. At least for now, they are making some noise on B, but you can see Damwon not really going to get faked by it. It's still a 5 versus 5. They know that map control is better than trying to over-rotate, so to speak, and it kind of works. Scales has been knocked out already, 4 versus 5. Speed is extremely low, but picks as well as map control for Global, not really there just yet. SK Rossi, he's brought the operator on attack. It does net them some value, but he's been tagged down to 1 bullet death if he's not careful into this. 20 seconds, they're going to have to pull the trigger into it. Golu knows that 1 is already on generator, but does he know the Texture is somewhere behind? Doesn't even need to. Reaction plays will net them some control onto the A site, and now We're left into the 4 versus 2 on the retake. Kappa and Rossi, very low.
Seems like Global are gonna continue on in the fight here, at least for map number 2, trying to anchor down into the site, and rightfully so. Global are able to punish them. Good shot by SK Rossi, his second of the round to get that kill. Now it's all on the intro, who, honestly, at this point, it's a done deal. SK Rossi and Kappa are quite low, yes, but he finds Kappa. Speaking of, SK Rossi trying to hold off his flank so he can't just rotate and save this Ares, but that he shan't be able to do. Is SK Rossi gonna get that third in the round as they cut the lead down to half. 12-6 still. Lots of rounds to go up into, but it's also a very steep hill to climb if they want to make this comeback happen and push us into overtime.
Steep hill on a very rainy day, making it even more slippery of a slope to try to climb over. 6 rounds, mathematic-wise, math-wise, seems like it's not a big deal. But when there's like this kind of pressure on that and having really, really dominant of a Damwon team to go up against, 6 rounds, not really the most easiest thing to hurdle over. SK Rossi does not get tagged. He pushes forward, wondering if he was looking to go for a catch on mid, but regardless, it is going to be him to be able to push through with the rest of his team, and this could actually be good, because now they have good control of short. Texture, though, hits a shot. That might not be what they were looking for. Hell Ranger, the balls on this man. Down to 5. He's at least equalized to the 4 versus 4.
Ironclad stature for the man, but he's down to 5 HP, so single bullet will do him on, and then they line up for him! That's what happens when you're quite low, and Zhonghai saying hello as well. 4 versus 2, Kappa and Golu gonna have to try and pull out the hat trick here, because right now, their sleeves are being pulled back. Zhonghai, he got that double, and they're at the cusp of this map number 2 to be taken for their pockets. Global gonna have to find some opening here. If Kappa can be able to isolate the fight, maybe take down Eugene, then they have a chance to bring it as it goes to a 2v3. But here comes a recon out. Ultimate's up online for Zhonghai here. Now they know that he's there, and Golu's able to find the double. That's exactly what they needed. They bring it to a 2v2, but Texture gets Kappa down. 1v2 right now. It's all in the Golu. The ring is his if he can claim it for himself, but Texture is holding on to heaven here. He's doing a great job of keeping him at bay. Not gonna let him walk on through as his Cosmic Divide is gonna expire. 10 seconds left on the clock. Has to go for the plant. He does not know he's in Jenny, but Golu makes it happen. A 4 kill for him. Quad, and he gets them still going in the map. 7 rounds now for Global.
What? How many seconds do we have there, Black? I was looking at
6 seconds?
1 second, people.
Oh my goodness. That was a very, very unwinnable situation from Golu. And that is not to disparage his performance there. It was because he, for sure, he was trying to look for a kill. He was way out of position. He had literally had almost no time, and the wall was coming down. So if he planted the spike, he would have gotten heard by Damwon. And Damwon realized this, knew that they had to take the fight because they didn't want to go for that post plant. And Golu literally threaded the needle. That was so close because Global were about to lose that. I was already looking forward to a map number 3, but Global, they're holding on to the knife's edge here, Black. They do not want to fall. We talked about how 6 rounds, very difficult, but they're making it happen. SK Rossi, though, he's really had no luck at all with the operator versus operator fight, but maybe his teammates can bring it all the way back.
Especially in this attack, it has been faltering for him. Now, Intro has a great spot to deny this, but Eugene, look at that help from him. Keeping the line held, and Intro finds another. It's all down to Skills, who finds a double kill, but Eugene will not let this get too out of hand. Stop with the monkey business. Let's go into map number 3 as Damwon finally take this second map of the series. And we've got a series here, ladies and gentlemen. We're tied up 1-1.
What a way to end the second map. You thought it was going to be Damwon with that 13-6 victory, but there was still a little bit left in the tank there from Global Esports. And it goes to show, right? There's a dominant performance from Damwon. There's a dominant performance from Global, but both of the teams that have lost these maps have shown to us that they have these kind of strategies as well as innate reads that they can try to use to make it happen. Now, guys, we're going to go for a break. When we come back, it's going to be the panel to break it down for you.
Yeah, we got lots more in store. Just stick out for us here. We're going to be back with map number 3. It should be split as a decider for our final map. It's going down all the way to the wire, and you wouldn't expect anything less from these two great teams. Damwon versus Global coming up back here next. Sure, no worries.
I love it. We got the music cranked up loud. We got the cat jams rolling. It's great. Even a little look at our bracket right there. Of course, we got 10 teams competing for the last spot here for the APAC region in the last chance qualifier. And Paper Thin, I got to come to you fast because Damwon completely turned things around and took a very convincing win on Ascent.
Yeah, even though on their attacker side, there was some good ideas there from GE, some good lurks from Skills, some other things going on there. It seemed like once they moved over to the Defenders, they were just in firm control, won the first 5 rounds, and it seemed like if they could keep the op out of SK Rossi's hands, they just would shut the rounds down for the most part outside of that Golo clutch. That was absolutely insane. And yeah, Texture just showing there what he can do with an operator himself, out-dueling SK Rossi many times, and that opens up a lot of space on your defender's side for Ascent.
Yeah, Texture looked really good, and I have to say, Achilles, like, SK Rossi still looked pretty nuts, especially on that first half.
Oh, yeah. I mean, credit where it's due. The man's playing out of his mind. Most of the players, I would say, on the side of Global Esports still put up a really strong performance here. There was a couple lacking moments from time to time from everybody. There was some over-aggression from SK Rossi, really charging down mid, wrapping around over towards Boiler and just getting absolutely blasted by that judge. Moments like that where they didn't really have much hesitation where they should have. But for the most part, like, everybody was still playing really well. This very well could have ended up being a closer map. If you played this over again, I don't think you'd be seeing the same 13-7 result. So there was certainly a lot of moments where Dom was kind of pushed to the brink, and then they had just these clutches coming in. I'd say namely from Eugene, who was really, really good in the clutch, at least in those initial rounds, to kind of get the ball rolling. He was really able to lock it down and start building up that really strong economy for the side of Damwon, in which GE was just never really able to break it down. They were never really able to take the money out of their pockets and force them onto ecos.
Yeah, it's just really, really smart stuff here from Damwon. Good adjustments, and even when a successful lurk would come through from Skills or somebody else, they reacted quickly. They appropriately, got their guns in the right places to watch for the eventual flank and those kind of things, set up their utility well for it, and really, like, I love what Achilles is saying here, like, getting that judge in that spot, knowing that the aggression is coming, and being prepared for it is just so smart. That's what you need to be doing against this team. You need to be utilizing close-range guns where you could take advantage of the over-aggressive nature of GE.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because we were sort of talking about that even before the series started, saying that, GE, they're a very aggressive team. They can throw you some curveballs, get in your face early on, and compare them almost like a team like F4Q that would do similar things like that. So I have to ask now, as we do want to move on to Split as our third and final map here, like, this is something where, again, we've seen a team like F4Q completely go nuts, and I think the ways in which Global and F4Q have their aggression look very different, but still, Global Esports, Achilles, they're going to want to try and find some of that magic that worked for them on Haven.
Yeah, this is the map that concerns me quite a bit, is Split. It's not historically been super fantastic for the side of Damwon. They have a 50-50 record on this, and they've only played it 14 times. That being said, it seems like, I wouldn't have anticipated Ascent to have been their pick. I would have thought that they would have gone for Bind over that, but they decided to go for Ascent. It works out there, so I can assume that they've also workshopped Split and are going to look to have a stronger performance. I'm really curious about what Global Esports is going to do with their setup, because Split is where they kind of stray away from this more kind of standard composition that they've been running across these first 2 maps, and they do like to go back to the Omen from time to time. In the most recent performance on this map, they did go back for the Omen over the Astra, so I'm curious to see if that is going to continue to be the case, or if they'll just stick with the Astra there for Golo, which I guess worth noting, since we didn't do it earlier, is lightning fast, easier unit.
Yeah, that's an important one right there. Gotta keep that in mind. We were joking about before, when Golo was popping.
They would have
off,
won
it
this
was
if
different.
lightning fast.
They would have won that if we had Adam, but no, it's the truth. No, but also it is interesting, sort of looking at like overall compositions too, because like you just don't really see Sova played at all on a map like this. Like Damwon very likely would send like a Eugene over to Sage. He's played that in the past. Paper Thin. Are there any other variations that we may see out of a team like Damwon, or do they just have that one look for Split?
Well, I'm kind of curious about this, because what we've seen today from Damwon has been a role switch between intro and secret in general. So my question is assuming Secret's going to continue to play the flashers, does he go over to the breach, which used to be what Intro played here on Split, or are they going to stick with the Sage? I think either is actually viable on Split. You're asking for slightly different situations and slightly different preparation to be used, particularly like the Rolling Thunder could be really powerful for opening up the sites on Split. Basically, with the change to Rolling Thunder a couple patches ago, it basically covers the entirety of both sites, so you can really open up a lot of space for yourself. Yeah, I think other than that, yeah, Eugene switching over to the Sage is kind of interesting. There is the off chance that they stick with the Sova for GE, by the way. Like, occasionally Kappa does play the Sova onto Split from time to time, but more likely they have been going with the Omen for the most part. But I'm really curious about Damonkia because it seems like at the very least there's a role switch today. Will that continue on to Split? Because Breach is a very different agent to play than Sky.
Yeah, I think that we probably are likely going to see the Sky. I mean, granted, Split is going to be one of the better maps that Breach can be played on. There's a lot more, hard angles, long walls that you can kind of throw in from the, into the A site, out into A lobby, try to catch people off guard that way with a peek up from the top of ramp, etc. So it would make sense if they wanted to do the shift, but I think with just the way that they have Secret playing on Sky right now, I'd love to see him just stay with it and then probably just, have Eugene shift over to the Stage. So that's what I think is going to happen, but I don't know.
I'm curious, Achilleos, then, how you sort of rate the role switch today. We only have 2 games, so it's hard to draw, like, sweeping conclusions, but you're a little bit skeptical after that first map. Did Ascent change your mind?
It did a bit, and I think that I'm not sure if it's more to do with the role swap overall or if it's actually just the agent swap going from the Cypher over to the Killjoy. It felt like we were seeing a lot more value gained by Intro, shifting over to Killjoy. He was utilizing that kit a bit more than the Cypher. I remember when we were kind of discussing during Haven, you were saying like, oh wow, he only has a cam setup. There's no tripwire on B. So it seems like there was a little bit of an underutilization, maybe even some misplacements of some of those trapwires. But with the Killjoy, it seemed like Intro felt a lot more comfortable on that pick. And I think that if he continues to play the Killjoy, we're likely going to be seeing similar results from him. So while we still need to see a little bit more from this team and see if this total shift between he and Secret is going to be good in the long run, I think it's fine for now as long as he's sticking with the Killjoy.
Yeah, and important to see.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, I just wanted to add, I find another interesting change that we haven't really talked about is the LMGs here being used by Intro.
That's
we've
weird.
Literally never ever seen. This is blowing me away. I mean, I see it in Korean, public games all the time, but never in actual matches. I mean, yeah, the Odin on like a Sova on Ascent, for example, has been something we see all over the place. There's great spots to wallbang. Yeah, total sense. But seeing it on a Sentinel, on a Cypher, or a Killjoy on Haven makes a bit of sense, but seeing him with the Ares holding onto it for so long, frankly, because he just wasn't dying, but it's a really interesting style choice here that they're bringing, and he's finding a lot of value out of it. It's very comfortable. Clearly, it's a practice thing. I mean, obviously, the first thought with an LMG is the wall bangs, but he's doing it in open space as well. He's proving that gun could be just as capable as a lot of others.
Yeah, I love, too, watching it. It's like sometimes he's even just in, like, clutch situations, just holding on to the Odin. He's like, yeah, I don't know, you Phantom Vandal, who needs that? I'm just gonna run them all down. It's gonna be easy peasy. We're gonna move into Agent Select, so I'm gonna shut up this time. Paper thin. We're about to get our agents on the board right here. We got a KO for Golu.
Wow.
Thoughts coming in out of the draft here?
I mean, this is pretty wild. I mean, to see Hellranger off of the Breach and onto the Astra means they're changing up who's going to be the smoker here on Split. And, I mean, KO is quite an interesting choice. I'm really curious to see how they're going to utilize this. You don't get to see it often on Split, even. Mostly
Eugene's even playing the Sova.
Breeze. Yeah. This is all over the place.
This is crazy.
This is very unanticipated, and I hope I didn't cast or curse Intro, because he is going to go back to the Cypher instead of stick with the Killjoy. So it seems like they would just kind of want to have that cam presence, try to get early eyes out and be able to, monitor a site pretty much independently, while staying back and staying safe. So we'll have to see how they pilot it this time around. But the Sova stick in from Eugene is very much a head scratcher, not shifting over to the Sage.
I mean, this is just kind of madness all around. You have double Sentinels, like double Info Sentinels too, with the Killjoy and the Cypher from Global Esports. You have double Initiators rocking the Sova as well on Split. Very uncommon pick. So a lot of uncharted territory, I feel like, for these teams when it comes to just breaking the meta completely on Split. This is not what we were used to seeing, but luckily we have two genius casters to walk us through the action. Let's send it over to them.
Oh, Ender, you're too nice, but thank you for that. Asarai, what the hell is up with those compositions? Did you see the agent select screen? They got two Sentinels here on Global. They got the Kaio as well. Then they have a Sova on Split for Damwon on Eugene. I'm just perplexed, but I want to pick your brain real quick before we move into the map. What do you think about that agent select that we got early on here as we're moving into the final decider for this series?
First of all, we both have glasses, so I think we can do that anime thing with the, you know, just adjusting our
you
our
point with the
and such.
glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. Here's the more in-depth thing about that. We obviously know that the map, or we already know the map is going to be split.
Yeah.
That particular map does not really favor a Sova, right? People would probably pick over
It's his burst map.
Sky over her. Exactly. It's just not the Sova map because I feel like the lineups are a bit too long. You don't really get that much value from the recon dart. The Sova drone is just a bit too slow. It's very easy to break that and not get the information you're wanting. But here's the thing about that. I think if you double it up with particular agents such as another initiator like the Sky and even the Astra to kind of flush out corners, I feel like the Sova actually makes a lot of sense because it's kind of the same thing that you do when you're playing newly on Icebox, newly on Breeze, or newly on Fracture. You want the double initiator to be able to make sure that when you go into the site, there's not really going to be any stone left unturned. And in turn, this gives Damwon all the information they need to actually be able to let their Jet just rush into the site and get the kills that she wants. Because again, she's not going to be looking at plant box or at the back of the A site at board. And maybe when you're going to the B site, there's nobody going to be at the back of it. There's no one hiding at the left side of you because they can't really do that. That sneaky thing because there's going to be the Trailblazer, there's going to be the Sova drone. It's a really easy way and a very sure way to get into the site. For Global Esports, the double Sentinel on attack, I think also does have some merits. It's not going to be explosive like what we were probably looking at with some of the setups that Global have done back at least on the Haven map, but what I really do like about this is it just makes sure that you can't really get flanked from behind wherever part of the map you are. It makes sense that near you, it's going to be Killjoy. Far from you, it's going to be the Cypher utility that keeps you safe from Damwon.
Well, they won't have that initiating power you might have expected from them here on Global, especially seeing that they're a very aggressive team, right? But it will kind of help secure, as you said, the flanks, and I think importantly as well, their post plant. Their post plant is going to be so strong because of that double Sentinel. Obviously, Split is a defender-sided map, and so that's going to reign more true when we do go to that second half, but for Damwon, you have lots of information gathering here. They got Cypher, they got obviously now Sky, and obviously the Sova, and that's something that we're going to really have to see play out. But final map of the series here, the decider. Looks like they're going to pull up an Avengers to get over this wall, and actually no, they're just going to scrape at it, try and get some shaved ice to get through this A main, at least open up that alleyway and not let Damwon be too complacent. But they're looking to rotate right now. The defense has been pulled into the A site a bit more, but they're not fully committing on that defensive hold just yet. It's the right idea, considering Global are looking to turn their heads the other way.
Black, I think we might have made a mistake.
Huh?
If you look at the agents and the ones that are actually playing, it's incredibly different from what we
different.
saw.
Yeah,
So we might have been faked a little bit. Man, I already had like a good saying on the selections and stuff. The mindset was there, but they're gonna go for a much more tamer approach to split. It's the agents that we usually see when the split map is on play. Speaking of which, the trigger has been pulled. SK Rossi is gonna be pushing in here, waiting for the fault line just to follow through. Skills, late push, loving it, just to see if somebody's gonna be dropping down. And we're back into a numbers discrepancy here. 3 versus 2 out in the open. This is very risky. If Skills doesn't time this correctly, he's gonna get pop shotted and he's fine. Nope. Never mind, 3 versus 3.
3 versus 3 here. The retake is going to come in from Damwon. They got some utility workers, but that flash will dispense. They got the Initiator and the Duelist here to try and aggress onto this, but Skills is doing a great job of forcing them back with those blast packs. The smoke will give them a bit more holding power here, as now Damwon are a bit afraid to try and rush into that site. Skills has been given away. Golu finding the pick. Hellranger doing the same, and Golu's going to confirm the round, as now we're going to get that UI reset. But guys, Global have taken the opening pistol.
Skills, their supposed Astra / Sentinel player, has opted to go for the Raze. Great round overall for Global, but this has been a trend, I think, Black. I think a lot of teams that we will be seeing here that usually have a Killjoy main also actually has a Raze under their belt for specific maps. And I think some of those specific maps would probably be maps that need a little bit more explosiveness, not the mollies. So like Bind, maybe even Split, and it might actually work well. You have that kind of double whammy again with a Duelist, and I really do like how you have that. Again, I think Paper Thin, you know, got it on the mark here. Kind of like the pseudo dash to go in onto the site. And speaking of going into the site, SK Rossi doesn't miss a beat, takes the entirety of it as Texture and his teammate Intro drops down.
Well, this initiating power is going to be heavily in favor of the attacking side of Global. To be quite honest with you, I think this is a map that Global have an advantage in, not just with their compositions, but Kappa turning back around 180s after 180s, getting the double, and Global take this second round. But as I was saying, you know, I do think that this is a map that Global are quite favored in. I mean, their win percentage is a lot higher here than Damwon's is. They're close to, actually, they're above 80% here on Split itself. When you look at the side of Damwon, they're only a 50% win team here on Split itself. This is not one of their better maps, and we saw that when the going gets tough, when you go into those close quarter fights and chaos that Split provides, well, Global are really proficient at just running away with that advantage. But you win the opening 2 rounds. Now, Damwon looking to maybe win the third.
You know, I am bad at Korean, so I don't know if Damwon means something to them or it's like a literal brand, but their name, literally in English, it is Damn, we won. Something like that.
Yeah,
right?
Damn,
so,
won.
Yeah, that maybe a play on words. I don't know. But, yeah, at least
Well,
for now. Yeah, sorry. You were saying.
It sounds quite Korean to me, so I assume there's a different meaning to our very illiterate and, I guess, ignorant ears.
That's all right. I'm just the only one. I'm pretty sure our Twitch chat is much more knowledgeable than both of us combined. So we'll probably can see their replies later on, if whatnot. But going back a little bit into the match here, I do apologize for the UI. It's a little bit confusing, guys. They're not on pistols. As you can see, Intro has already bought up, and maybe he can line it up as well. But the double stack from Skills as well as Kappa, enough to take down the A Heaven control. And that's pretty big because Killjoy, with her utility, has a lot of presence there. Texture. Oh, no way. Just timing once again. He looked to the left as soon as he got dropped down from the right. That's going to be another good round for Global.
That's a beautiful finisher, by the way, on the skin there of Kappa on the Spectre. But round going the way of Global. 3-0 is the scoreline. Do not forget, we'll get that Barracks UI fixed up for you guys in just a bit. We'll get the interface so you guys can tell what's happening on the overlay. But what you have to remember here now, 3 rounds Global have won in a row to open up the map. Damwon are going to be forced on the pistols this time. There is a bit of a different composition than what you see on screen as well. To be completely clear here, Global, they're running a Jet, a Breach, an Astra, a Raze, and a Cypher. So that is what they're running with. Disregard what we have on screen right now, at least on the UI. But let's get this game going as Damwon are looking to aggress on the mid. This could actually work out for them if they can find the timing on this. Mid.
There's a 3-stack in SK Rossi. Like a coiled Viper. He strikes. And there's one more target. It is going to be Eugene. And Eugene definitely don't got the jeans worn today. And he's not going to be able to make that happen. And that's going to be another round for Global. I've actually lost track of how many rounds Global has won. I think it's
4.
4 now. There you go. Black with the best counting. I'm very bad at counting.
Apologies, we've kind of struggled throughout our entire educational lives.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, chat, we apologize, but as well as for this UI, don't worry, we're gonna get that fixed hopefully soon in time. But
for sure,
4 rounds now. Global have up over here, making Split look quite attacker-sided, although they do have a great composition to do exactly that. Damwon are looking quite lost, to be quite honest with you here, at least on Split for those opening halves. Maybe they can turn things around once we go later into it, but he actually stuns his own teammate. SK Rossi, very dangerous his position is right now, not able to land that shot. That's John High, perfect help here coming from intro. Even while kind of blind, he still gets that. The triple kill now goes in the way of Damwon, and this could be their first round of the map.
It's like that jigsaw puzzle where you think that the piece is the one that's there to kind of fit in, and then it just doesn't as you try to push it into that. It's literally that. It felt like there's just so much good things that is happening there for Global, but it just did not kind of mesh well all together. There still is a minute on the clock, but I mean, it's gonna be, again, impossible for Hell Ranger here to get himself onto that B side, especially now that the 3 members of Damwon have corralled all the way there. He has the right idea here to go on A. 40 seconds, if he wants to. He can actually go slowly into it, but he's double checking himself. Showing the smokes there would not actually stave off the 3 members of Damwon. They're gonna stay. Or maybe a double fake. I don't know. We'll see though.
Maybe you fake them out by committing to the exact same thing, but now position has been given away. That slow orb will hamper any idea or any notion of him trying to push into that B site freely and openly. Information given away. They know where he is, going for those jump peaks just to keep him off guard, and now Texture will get the final kill. And suddenly, finally, Damwon take their opening round of this half. They bring it now 4-1. They could maybe continue this on further.
That's a great start now for Damwon. And we do kind of talk about it, right? That in Southeast Asia, at least for when we casted VCT-C, it feels like Split is always that attacker-sided map. And at least a glimpse of that is also bleeding into APAC. But we'll see how that goes. Damwon have the necessary tools to make this a very good defender side for them, especially when they do have the 2 Sentinels. But Global still, I feel, do have a very good control of the rest of it. Now, you're seeing the UIs a little bit, guys. It's still not the same one, so don't be fooled by it, at least for now. But looking into it, it is going to be a very delayed process of attack for Global, unless this is a pause, which I think it is.
Yeah, attack pause here. Just to be completely clear, it's a tactical pause that, you know, these teams are calling. I'm not sure. Attack.
Pause.
Tactical. It's almost like very, very. Well, I'm a ticklish person, so I don't like to mess around with that, to be quite honest with you. Are you a ticklish person, Asarai? Does this tickle your fancy?
Why did you say it in that accent?
I know, we're having fun with this. It's attack pause.
Yeah.
What can you do when the UI is mucking about? Let's have some fun with this. I mean, it's the final map of this series. And there we go, 4-1, scoreboard up. Agent's actually legit. This is looking pretty good now. Let's get this game going.
It's pretty good. I'm enjoying the cast. I'm getting sips of my Vietnamese coffee. It's all you know, dropping into place here. So,
yeah, I have a Spanish latte.
Oh, look at us! Not drinking Filipino coffee.
Yeah, one of the casters on the Filipino side. So thank you, Ray.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, looking back into the game here, Global Esports obviously still does have a very good grasp, and that round that Damwon were able to clench for themselves, I felt was Global just kind of missing the mark on their execution. I think that was the most obvious thing, especially when SK Rossi was again stunned by his own teammates' fault line. That definitely was their quote unquote fault, right? The big problem to that was I'm getting hyper by the coffee, all right? But yeah, again, the big problem to that was because he was so far forward, teammates was just not able to kind of follow through. Speaking of follow through, here comes the satchel charge. We'll see if it's better this time. And that one hit the center stage or the center fold. SK Rossi got to whip up the weapon, but Secret still finds the kill.
Flash on out. They've traded each other now 4-4 on the peak. Skills punished. I think that was a bit overzealous there. Over eager for him to go and peek that smoke without even having a flash to help him. Rolling Thunder on out, but that's not really going to do much. The lockdown will buy them some space to work with. In Global, they found a pick off here in Eugene, but the intro is going to do the same to Kappa. Does get Golu. It's all on the Hellranger in a 1v3. We've seen him pull out incredible clutches. It pulls him into the fray. Secret not able to get the half, and this is huge now coming from Hellranger, but no more stars for him to light up the sky. Intro can now stick the defuse. He gets the down on the texture, and Hellranger down to a single HP. Now, playing this one perfectly, biding his time. He knows he has to push this, and that he does! Hellranger getting the kill and the round. What a clutch from him. He is the clutch maestro of global esports.
And the symphony of clutching has just been shown in front of us here, Black and Blue. I just, that was so clutch from Hellranger. And the thing that made it even more fantastic for Global was the fact that he did that when I felt like Global made a huge mistake in dipping too much to get that alley control. They lost two of their more important, of some of their important players, that being Skills as well as SK Rossi. But Hellranger, he's built different, man. We saw it a while ago. It was supposed to be 13-6 on the Ascent map, but he still brought it that extra round for global esports. And when you need somebody to clutch, who you gonna call? Hellranger, and it works out hell yeah for him. 5-1. Interestingly enough, it's global esports that called the timeout, but I mean, if they want to bring the, if you want to keep the momentum, maybe something like this would actually help them out.
Who you gonna call?
Hellranger.
Go, Hellrangers. All right, that's 2 shows now we've referenced.
Oh yeah,
Global.
Great
this
shows
time out
too.
from them. Yeah, very great shows. I love it. I love them. Yeah. But and movie series, by the way. But now global esports tactical timeout already used up. Looking to maybe go this A site, but you can see that Damwon Texture looking to try some stuff of his own. He does have the Sheriff here. Maybe can find a pick off if Global aren't too careful. Have the Cloudburst to cross, and they get that through the smoke as well on the texture. This eco is going to have to come in huge for Damwon, otherwise this round should be a done deal. They now know exactly where the remaining Damwon members are, and they know they can flood the site here.
Oh my gosh.
Secret, okay, spamming his left click, and finally somehow gets a double, brings it to a 3v2. He knows where Secret is, and there's no nothing to hide about that, but it's all in Zhonghe, who's down in a 1v3.
He does have all the stars in the world, but is he going to be in a star moment himself? I don't think there's any weapons that he can actually pick up on A main too here. So he's really just left with the Sheriff. Scanning, looking, hoping that somebody is going to be an outlier here. Somebody he can pick off and maybe upgrade himself into that rifle, but it's not really going to be possible. He peeks out, looks to maybe go for the challenge, but Global Esports knew exactly what they had to do in that 3 versus 1. And Damwon, we've gone through a small map, or a tight map that is Haven, gone to a bigger map that is Ascent, and now back into a tight map again that is Split. I feel like there's a theme here, going to where Global Esports are a dominant team. And I don't know, 6-1, looking to be that thing.
Damwon. They really need to win one here at this moment. Otherwise, you go 7-5. If you continue to lose that after the low eco, then you could be potentially down 8-4 at best. So, Damwon really need a roundabout now. It's going to help their cause and definitely help their, I guess, confidence as well. Texture trying to play off of that information, but information none given, but that's information in and of itself. They know that mid is clear for the meantime. Some presence being shown here towards that B main as Global have a double lurk here coming from Skills and Golu. That's the Raze and Cypher respectively towards that A heaven. And this could actually be quite disastrous for Damwon if they don't catch on.
They are stacking 2 players just to look at A heaven right now. Skills, he's creating maybe a bit of presence, not really pushing in just yet, because scanning A heaven when you push in as one, there's way too many angles. And when people are able to make that happen, it's going to be quite difficult. Skills now using the smoke to try to scurry his way in, but Zhang He knew exactly what was coming through. Still, though, the fake is being sold. 4 members of Damwon have gone already to the A side, but Zhang He is still here holding on. The smoke's covering his vision, so the plant should still be there. I do like this. They've kind of put Golu in a spot where I don't think Zhang He knows about this. Once he hears the plant coming in, he might actually peek onto elbow and get spotted quickly by Golu. Holds on. They know they have the numbers, but Golu could be in a bad cheeky spot. Second will not commit. Wait! Texture! Where did he get the kill on Hellranger? They lined up for him.
They must have lined up, but Global still bring it back. I thought that would have been around towards Damwon's side, but Global off of Kappa, able to get the round still secured, and they're looking to run away with this. A 6-round lead now they have over the Korean squad, who have been looking quite lost here coming in a split. It looked very different in Ascent as it did on Haven, and once again, a different look now on Split as well. A map that we talked about at the very start, not one that should favor Damwon, and that's looking to be the case here as Global have a very, very strong opening lead.
Strong might not be even that strong of a word now. They're just stealing this away. Black, they're just not stopping. I mean, it's supposed to be, again, Damwon having the control with all of the utilities that they have to be able to stave off the pressure, but Global, they're just rummaging through the cracks and crevices that Split offers. Now, Eugene is very close to getting caught here, but we'll see how this goes! That's a showstopper, finds a mark. Skills still has the satchel to get out of harm's way. Texture is marking his position, but he's looking at 2 angles here. He's kind of afraid of what could be coming through the A main. Skills gets at least taken away from that scurry position with the smoke from his own teammate. And Texture's hoping to maybe capitalize. Not going to be working out, and looking into the map once again. Intro is going to be holding on here. Under on Hell. Flash will be coming out. Beautifully done. Punish will not come through, but GE, they're still going on for the push.
Very hard to try and buy this one back now in the 3. Make that the 2v5 as Kappa gets the kill on the Eugene. Textures, he's dispensed most of his blades. I'm not sure if he even has them up online anymore, as now the rotation is coming to that A site. They know it's open. They know they can go and force the plant. Bucky has been retrieved here by Texture, but what will that really do? It's the wrong time. You're a few patches late, a few months late. Be pulling this one on out, and Rossi will get that kill. It's all on the intro, but at this point, they should be turning the tunes for the outro. As this round, it's a done deal. Concuss, but what will it get? Golu a peak. They get the 8th round.
I like how you point out the Bucky, and then I'm just reminding ourselves that we have F for Q still somewhere along the line of our matches here. I think tomorrow is going to be one of their matches. So
I don't doubt they're going to pull it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just like, it just reminded me of that for some reason. But yeah, looking into it, those weapons definitely not going to be helping out the case of Damwon. It was a definite weak buy for them, but now they're changing up some form of strategy here. They've bought up Texture with the Operator. He's been good at it on Ascent, but I feel like Split not really the map for Ops. We'll see if he can make it work though. That slow orb, I mean, stuns were good, but slow orb even better.
Well, it might just be what they need. It's Damwon who have to find some lifeline. They're living on a prayer right now, and this is not one that they want to continue to chant because, well, 7-round lead, looking to run away from them. They get that pick off. This could be a turning point, but we've seen many times over that Global are able to shoot themselves out of these bad situations, out of these man's advantages, and that could be the case once more. Smoke will give them some alleyway. Texture landing the shot on the Hellranger. Not a difficult one, but an important one to land. And Intro will get the follow-up. 2v5. If they lose this, then I don't know what else they can do, but this should be a round that they secure, and that they're very close to doing.
Kappa still not spotted. That flash did not actually give his location away, but regardless, 5 versus 1, there was every bit of angles covered by the rest of the Damwon squad, and finally, they're getting some foothold here. And switching Texture into the Operator, incredibly risky. And again, people might say that I'm wrong with my statement and all, but hear me out here, Black. Operators here it's very risky if you play it even with a jet, because you tend to bump into walls even if you try to dash away, which makes it very easy for attackers to punish your position if you're not able to hit those shots. But if Texture is able to do crossfires with his teammate, bait and switch, and hit the first initial shots with the op, it might be a better case for them. And Damwon have put themselves into this risky spot and make it work. But speaking of risky, SK Rossi, he lives for the danger. This man's a daredevil, but this daredevil has been shut down. Although GE Skills able to pick up the kill to equalize to the 4-4.
He's still walking through it, breaks down the wall, the melt of it as it comes up and up, and the res here coming from Secret as well. Eugene can potentially use that to bait them into a position, and they now know that Heaven has been controlled by Global, but this also gives him some actually staging ground to try and counteract this. Intro landing that kill, falling on back to pull the defense, or offense rather, even further. Great Nano Swarm, he's gonna push through it. Skills punish, going way too over-eager there, hunting for the frag. Hellranger, look at this. He's just playing within trigger discipline, lets him walk on by. Gonna confirm that kill, getting one, getting a second on that spray transfer, but not much more. Damwon, 8-3. If they can bring this 8-4, this could be doable, but even at that, it's gonna be a very, very difficult endeavor.
That was some great trigger disciplining there from Hellranger. Fortunately, there still was Jonghee that said Jonghai on, well, as he came in to the B site. We'll see as well, Black. We've witnessed some 9-3 curses here, as what was with the first series with Boom and Fennel. So if this becomes a 9-3, we could probably see a curse that Damwon utilizes. It's very possible. But for now, last round in the first half, as you mentioned, and looking into that ult economy, Black, 4 big ones. Make it 3 big ones for Global here. But when Damwon's Texture can hit those off shots, who even cares if Global has those 4 big ultimates? Such sickening beats from Texture here.
He shuts down Rossi, and that's all in the Hellranger, Golo, and Kappa. Cosmic Divide out on. This is the last round of the half, so this is the time to use it. They still have the Neural Theft here, which could be huge as soon as they get a pick off, but they're going to have to find that pick to be able to even use that ultimate. Lockdown here will buy them some space, but they have to be careful because as it comes on out, they get it destroyed, which is very good for them. Good aftershock, but Cosmic Divide has expired.
There's going to be a big flank from Intro, but
Golu, no way.
He's opening things up. This Cosmic Divide, able to actually divide the fights here, and it's working. Golu, he's picking up all the kills, and Damwon, they all but lost this. Hold on,
no
one on top of the heavens. Jonghee left into a 3 versus 1 scenario, and that scenario will be him losing it. Global pick up the 9, and we're gonna end this half 9-3. That was a 3 versus 5, Black. That should have been Damwon's, but separation of fights with the Cosmic Divide, beautifully traversed by Global Esports.
I am stunned here by Global and how good they are in making those situations work out for them. Tactical timeout called by Global, but dude, 9-3, this is looking like a runaway game for them. Damwon need this pistol round, otherwise I think this is done. I think Damwon are getting sent out to the lower bracket if they don't win this pistol round, because Global are looking way too good right now to let such a huge lead if they win the pistol get away from them. Able to bring that 3v5 as you talked about, using the aftershock there first to destroy the lockdown, and then playing around his own smoke. Global, Golu playing around his own smoke, just finding a double, a triple at the end of it. It just, it's props to Global for, capitalizing on these moments, but you also have to look at Damwon and think, like, what are they doing in these retakes to be able to give Global that time and time again, to be able to give them those isolated fights and get the 1v1s happening over and over. There has to be something going on here that Damwon has to change up, but it's an attacking side for them. This map is notoriously defensive-sided. We're looking to see if Damwon can, go against all the odds here and bring us maybe even to a closer game for the final decider.
Again, with how Valorant is structured, right? 9-3, it's a big gap. But when you compare it to other games that go 15-15, 30 rounds before you go out of regulation into overtime, this seems a bit more palatable when it's like 24 rounds for just the in regulation, right? So I just mean by that, when you get that round win as the one who's on 3 rounds, that's 9-4. Another one because it's basically your extra round, that's 9-5. The bonus if you win it, 9-6. Becomes much easier. So that's why we have that 9-3 curse, because teams really can go above and beyond to create that tempo, to create that momentum, Black. And I feel like even though, again, we talk about how very notoriously defender-sided we feel Split always is to be, when a team can just find that groove, and we know Damwon can with the adjustments that we've seen them do on Ascent, it is very well near possible. But the problem here is they're just not really getting that beat on Split. Global just knows what to do. But when you flip the switch, maybe it's going to be a bit of a different task here. And Damwon do decide to go for this aggressive take onto B Heavens. But look at the positioning. Double push out already on Global on Market. And they can hit one on Secret. And Skills, smooth criminal to be able to get the headshot and just Mamba out 4-5 at the rest of the round.
Very nice controlled aggression here from the side of Global. They realize B main is quiet, and so they push that lane to maybe find an opening, and that they do. SK Rossi here finding Eugene, and this is looking very dire right now for Damwon. I said, you know, if they lose this pistol, then this could be a done deal, and it's looking to be the case. It's a 3v5. They're going to have to land insane shots here. But Texture, he's been tagged up by SK Rossi. He's been taken down very low. A single bullet will do him in at any range at this point, and now Damwon, little do they know, there's only one defender on the A site. They got to start to work with here. They actually got 2, and this could be influential on this round. Hopefully for their sake that they can, you know, maybe get that plant off and have some opportunity to win in that post plant. But right now, it's looking very dire for them. The plant should be able to go down, but Global are in a very good spot to retake this site.
Might have actually even given up the side, or given up for the plant, just so that they know that there's one at least onto the side. That tripwire does not help the case of Damwon at all. But maybe the fadeaway shot from Jonghee would be enough. Texture is down to 13. His teammate's gonna get stunned. He's coming out, spotted immediately, and it's all down to Intro. But maybe he can isolate the fights. It was just a maybe. It's not really gonna happen. That's gonna be 10-3, and I'm pretty sure going into the next round, at least with the spike being planted down, it has to be a 4 spike from Damwon. They cannot give that 11th round to Global. They just cannot.
This is not looking good. A 4 spy has to come in here. They've been able to win some of these 4 spy rounds in the second round of the half, but will it be enough for them to actually do it this time around, especially with seemingly the wind fading away from their sails? Global Esports here. Full buy on them, no mucking about here. You can see a Phantom already in the hands of SK Rossi. And Damwon are looking to maybe force buy into this one. Intro, he's got a Sheriff in hand, but the rest of him, they got SMGs all abound. And they do not want to give up a single round from this point. They know what that means. And now the B site, a 4 stack here once again coming from Global is going to be a big problem. But Damwon can find a pick here in the Golu and realize it's open, then who knows what might happen. But look at the full rotation. As soon as they make some noise, the spike is close towards B, and so they could actually kind of get them with a double fake out here. The full rotation coming from Global. They do leave one player there on skills, but it could be palatable right now. Although, Damwon, that's right, going towards the A site, and this might not work out for him.
They've lost SK Rossi, but at least for this particular map, he hasn't been the star of the show. I think it's been Hell Ranger as well as Skills that really have kind of created the space for them. Hell Ranger, sneaky boy, able to use the smoke to deceive that nobody was on the A side, but then boom, goes the Dynamite, comes out swinging hard. And the rotation from Damwon, they know that the big rotation from Global has already gone onto A, and they just high-tuck their way to the B side. Will be used to give some free space, safe space to push in onto the B side, but they're scrambling. They're losing a lot of map control here, and Skills has spotted Intro, who is trying to be sneaky beaky onto the side itself. That's going to be only Jonghee to remain. He's going to be picking up onto the Phantom. It's a 3 versus 1. He has to go crazy on that spray down. Not really going to matter anymore, and Global deny the 4 spy of DK, or DWG.
This is looking like a done deal. I'm not going to lie, Asarai. Their next round shouldn't go their way for Damwon. It should be a 12-3. At that point, you're going to need, like, what, 9 rounds perfectly? And seeing how Damwon have been looking here on Split so far, that doesn't seem highly likely, to be quite honest with you. I think they're getting sent to the lower bracket. I don't want to call the action before it happens. And who knows, I might just be cursing it right now, but it's the reality of things here. The odds are against Damwon. Can they bring this one back? That's a possibility, yes, but not a very probable one. Looking for maybe mid-control to start things off. I think they've had some cards to play with, but they've just been using that hand not to the best effect that you might have expected from a team like Damwon. And so, Global, very impressive from them so far. They've been defaulting to a 4-1 stack on the B site, and they're aggressing once again because of this opening on B main.
There's that tiny bit of smoke. Ooh, Jonghee. He steps up to play in this round. He might even be able to hit another shot if Hellranger's not careful, because he is just going straight into the crosshairs of his counterpart, Astra. Jonghee's done the damage. But there you go. He immediately calls for some reinforcements here, Black. And Ranger, he still wants to go for the fight, and well, he's going to be chewing through this as his teammate blinds the rest of the opposition. And DWG, excuse me, they're pushing to go for this. People are on B Heaven already.
I'm not sure why Intro was clearing that so deep alone. His teammates were near, but not near enough to immediately trade. And just misplay after misplay here coming from Damwon especially. They've kind of encapsulated the site right now, and Dexter is able to get that rotation around and get the flank. They could pincer Hellranger here, and that's exactly what they do. 3 versus 2 right now. They picked up some Spectres, and they have a chance, an opportunity here to turn this around, but the double spray down coming from SK Rossi brings it to a 1v1. Golu with a Phantom is more than enough to secure the round. 12-3. Global take match point and looking to take the series as well.
There might have been a questionable play for us and our viewers, but to be fair, because Damwon did not have technically any weapons that would have netted them in prolonged range fights, they wanted to go for contact plays with as many people as they can try to scrounge up on. So it's literally trade plays that they were trying to do there. It could have worked, but because Global just had the better weapons, sprays with the Phantom is such a prominent thing, and SK Rossi, he almost had a beat there. Thankfully enough, the dog from Secret keeps him contained a little bit, which he had to dash away. He's making a lot of noise here, and Golo's been knocked away. That's going to be maybe opening things up for Kappa, but his positioning as well as his maybe over-eagerness to push has cost him his life, and only just the one trade. So that's going to leave us with a 4-2. I was wondering if that save buy for Global was going to net them anything, and it seems it does with this aggressive full buy into this round.
Shut down here by Jonghee. Skills finally going down, and Damwon not going down without the fight just yet. It's going to be a very, very tough climb to the top, to the peak here to bring us into overtime, but it's a first step, and that's all you need. That's how these things start, with a small step to continue on and maybe get that momentum. They bring in 12-4. Let's not get too overhyped just yet, as they still need 8 rounds to get in this game, but it's a start, and that's something.
It is definitely a start. If you're a Damwon fan, they've threaded the needle, but they still have to cross the bridge, which is very, very rickety at this point. 8 steps, but those steps could be laced with Vipers, with dangerous rapids down below. It's basically your kind of, default setup when you watch Indiana Jones. So these 8 rounds, incredibly crucial, and obviously they need to go for those straight ones if they have any inkling of getting at least a bit of bearing here on our first day in the LCQ APAC.
First day alone, and we've already had some very high impact and honestly super hype matches here. Global, a great coming out party for the whole VCC. Well, this is what they wanted to do, and you're doing it up against one of the best teams from Korea, which is arguably one of the best regions here in APAC as a whole, and so they're doing really great work, Global, right now. A good sign of things to come, perhaps? Well, see, they can take this round. They do have 2 marshals in their hands, some classics. Otherwise, they know that they don't have to force buy because, well, they have lots of cushion to work with. So give them the round. We'll buy up fully in the next one on round 18 and let Damwon try and their stuff.
Okay. It's a bit of a challenge in intro. Ooh, he's been tagged a bit. This could be a bit hairy. Texture dodges, brings in the Phantom without any daze, and, well, this man is not stunned whatsoever. He just procures brilliance. Oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. And that's going to be the flash to the death of Golu. And Damwon, they're building a dam here. And it seems like it's not bursting. Global trying to break through as the aggressive Rapids. But Damwon's defenses, or rather offense, is holding a bit true here, Black. A bit true.
It's looking like that. And Damwon, they've taken 1, they've taken 2 now. Can they get the 3rd in a row and actually make this look a bit more possible and cut that lead down to 6? Still a lot for them to work with, man. And the operator here coming out in SK Rossi has been something that Damwon have been very, very incapable, it seems, of shutting down, at least on Haven and now on Split. We did see SK Rossi kind of struggle with that operator on Ascent, but it's a very different map. And Global right now are looking like a very different team from what we saw from map number 2. And they're looking to maybe end their game right here this series.
Even though they have a Cypher, right? Because they don't have a Sage to kind of plug up that mid wall, it really tightens Global's mobility around the map. And by that I mean it's not really up to their liking. So they have to rotate at least one player ever so often to be that kind of literal rotator, just to kind of help out the sites if in case. Golu's going to be the one to try to do that. It seems like, at least for now, Damwon knows this, and they're baiting out a lot of utility. And especially if you can count how many stars Ranger has used and he doesn't have anything for the rest of the round, 40 seconds, that's actually big. It's going to be quite difficult for them. Still, Kappa throws out the trigger onto that ultimate of his, and can the Rolling Thunder actually make it happen for them? Golu! Oh, never mind! The crossfire is beautiful for Global.
Completely shutting them down, and so are the hopes and dreams now of Damwon. 20 seconds left on the clock. That isn't much time to work with. Texture, they've found out where he is. He's got blades, but can that be enough for him? Going to the back to the side, getting that dash on. It's a 1v3. He's shut down, and Global send Damwon to the lower bracket as they take the series 2-1.
Wow, I was like just doing that. I thought it was going to be quite difficult for Global to pick off that last round. But again, we talked about it. There were so many rounds for Damwon to try to just break through. And unfortunately, Black, the dam has broken and everything is just overflowing. Global Esports take a decisive victory. They kind of used, or not kind of, but they definitely used their utilities to full fruition there. They were hearing a lot of noise on Beheaven, and they were not afraid to use Kappa's Rolling Thunder to basically stop off the opposition. This cut off the control, the two-prong push that it seems like Damwon was trying to do, and it seems like the Crossfire plus the Cosmic Divide put enough of a we need to peek you at every single corner for Damwon that they were just not able to use and get that push that they were probably looking for. And in the end, that's going to be Global getting the dub.
Yeah, I mean, the real fight kind of happens before you actually get into the lobby. It begins with the map veto, with, that research beforehand. And in that case, while Damwon might be a great team on paper, they are by all means. It is such a good matchup for Global, and they're moving on over further in the bracket. We're going to see you guys here with the next game in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a hair.
It is NA all day.
Who's left? Right, like what's left? Who's left standing?
He might, but he's got the charge! Tens has the blade to go. Oh! Very out of the sky!
You know, you could see it, right? You could see it on the stage, you could see it in the server. These guys are all vibing.